Well, more than 80,000 people have signed a petition calling for world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury to be removed from the BBC Sports Personality of the Year shortlist because of his views on homosexuality and abortion. The Morecambe fighter is also in trouble over sexist comments about fellow SPOTY nominee Jessica Ennis-Hill. Stuart Pollitt reports.
50,000, mate. That's what I say about them.
Tyson Fury's typically forthright view of those who want him removed from the Sports Personality of the Year shortlist. He remains nothing if not controversial. Before his world title win, Fury compared homosexuality and abortion to paedophilia. This week he made sexist comments about women, including Olympic champion and fellow nominee Jessica Ennis-Hill.
If Tyson Fury had said something racist, we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. Tyson would not be on that shortlist. He's entitled to his own views. This is about the BBC, as their national broadcaster, then putting up him as a role model.
Fury's comments on homosexuality have also been raised in Parliament.
That is profoundly offensive, and it's the kind of language that leads to more young people committing suicide.
Tyson Fury trained here at his home gym in Bolton to become world champion. The BBC says nominations for its award are based on sporting achievements like that and not on any individual's personal beliefs. It's a bit offensive to women though, isn't it?
He is, yeah, and it's there. I know where he is.
You're going to tell him off for it if you see him?
Definitely.
You can't really take it off him just because he's sexist, but you know, maybe warn him about it.
I don't think he should be forgiven him for it because it's not right, you know what I mean? It's bang out of order.
Whether you think Tyson Fury is a strong man with strong opinions or a bigot who should stick to boxing, it seems you will get your chance to vote for or against him succeeding Lewis Hamilton on December the 20th. Stuart Pollitt, BBC North West Tonight, Bolton.
Sunday, the 20th of December, the sports glitterati even will gather at the SSE Arena in Belfast for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year event. They'll drag the show out for more than 2 hours, but the clue as to the bit you're meant to relish is in the title, the crowning of the Sports Personality of the Year. One winner out of 12 shortlisted contenders. But this year there is a petition against one name on that shortlist, boxer Tyson Fury, world heavyweight champion. His remarks, likening homosexuality to paedophilia, suggesting the legalisation of homosexuality as a sign of the apocalypse, have upset many, as have comments about fellow shortlistee Jessica Ennis-Hill, who he said slaps up good and looks quite fit. Now, do his comments there and others make him unsuitable as a winner or as a shortlistee, or should those taking offence simply look at his sports achievements? I'm joined by the boxing promoter, Kellie Maloney, and the British Olympian, Jade Johnson. Good evening to you both. Good evening. Kellie, knowing what Tyson Fury has said, when you saw him box Klitschko, did you watch the...
I did watch the fight.
Who were you rooting for?
Obviously Tyson Fury, because he's British. I have to say, it was one of the dullest heavyweight fights I'd ever watched. But I have to say, his achievement was unbelievable, what he'd done. He went into the lion's den against all odds, and no one picked him to win, including myself. And he came away with the title. Right. So his sporting achievement is unbelievable.
But
his comments leave a lot to be desired. When I didn't really know much about the comments until this morning people phoned me and such. And at first I thought he should be taken off the list. But the more I've listened to it today, even to Tyson himself speaking, I actually think he should be left on the list and the British public should make that decision.
Right. So, I mean, has he ever said anything about transgender boxing promoters or anything like that?
No, but he said a lot of things about Frank Maloney. But people have to remember, this is not the first time. He's actually been up before the Border Control before, and he's been fined for derogatory remarks towards boxers and towards their family and towards women before. So this is not the first time Tyson's let steam off. And
Jade, do you think sports people owe a duty of being, if you like, a role model, upholding the most civic of values, not insulting or making insulting remarks about fellow shortlisted candidates for sports personality, or should they just say what they think and be done with it?
Well, of course it would be nice to think that all sports people should be role models. But at the same time, I think that's kind of an unrealistic expectation to put on people. If you think about it, sports people come from all walks of life. And to me, it's kind of like saying that everyone in society should be a role model and act in a certain way. we have all different types of people from different social, economic, academic backgrounds. Not everyone's going to be able to, you know, uphold and put the best foot forward. And it's exactly the same for sports people. Of course, it would be nice, but unrealistic. And with expectations, there's disappointment, and I think that's what happens.
Well, let's just talk about some specific cases. I mean, Glenn Hoddle, English football manager, made some remarks about karma and people with disabilities, and basically he lost his job as a result of that. Do you think that was the right thing, Kellie?
Not really, because, I mean, he should be judged on what he does for sport. But, I mean, it seems there's some rules for certain people in sports and some rules for other people. It's in society.
See, one thinks that if England had been winning, he would have kept his job. He would have been forgiven.
You know, for me personally, and this is, you know, probably a little bit controversial as I'm actually sitting here talking to you, but I feel like, for me, the media also have a responsibility. If you think about it, the media love to give column inches and TV time to controversial figures in sport. They love to give all that attention.
So we entice the comments out of these votes.
Exactly. And, you know, we talk about the media talk about sports people should be role models, and, you know, society thinks sports people should be role models. But at the same time, think about it. If you gave the limelight and you glorified the actual great sports people in society that are doing the great work, being great role models, and stopped giving it to all the controversial, then maybe it would inspire the controversial sports people to maybe be a little bit better in the role models.
But, I mean, look, just say he had said something about black athletes. Would it change your view of this? Would you feel more angry about it than you're exhibiting at the moment? You know, the problem... Well, not the problem, but think about it. He's speaking about... A lot of the time, he's speaking about his way of life, his community, how they are. That... Of course, it's not what we as a whole society think, but at the same time, it's what they do, and they're happy with it. And I think that... But if they were happy with racist views, for example, would you say it's OK for him to be on a shortlist? Personality shortlist. It's not like a winner's roster. It's a... Yeah,
but the public do decide, so the public make that decision. At the end of the day, if the public... I think his remarks were wrong, and they're very derogatory towards a certain section of society. Yeah. We have to get that straight, and he should see that he's a role model. But Tyson Fury, you have to understand the person and the human being, where he comes from. You know, he comes from a very close community. He's trained by his uncle. His father's in the gym with him. His nephew's there. They don't have any outsiders in that world of theirs. They just live in their own world. If you think about also, we're talking about Sports Personality of the Year, certain things, with what he said, I think that, you know, there's two different things that we're talking about here. Sports Personality of the Year, what are the criteria for Sports Personality of the Year? If they're about your sporting prowess and what you've achieved in your sporting field, then that's one thing, which I think it is. If some of the criteria that you also have to be a role model and you can't do this, this and this, then you wouldn't have him there? Well, absolutely not, because it's in the rules. But if it's not in the rules right now, and I don't think it is, maybe the BBC needs to change the rules, and if they do, then he can't be in. But right now, I think, let him be in and let people not vote or vote. They'll have to be very careful when they interview him. Right. Now, look, just tell me, you think he should be in it? I do now. At first, on balance, for what he's achieved in sport. 2 words. Who would you each vote for on Sports Personality this year? Oh, it's a tough one. Jessica Ennis-Hill, maybe? Lewis Hamilton, Andy Murray, some of the other candidates? I think I would go with Andy Murray for the Davis Cup. Andy Murray. Yeah, he's won it. I think Jessica Ennis, obviously. Thanks both. Thanks.